Either way, but just finding some stillness. If you like, if you trust the folks in your house and you trust me, maybe try closing your eyes. See what it feels like to sit in stillness with your eyes closed and just coming to your breath, just noticing your breath. They say stillness is it's the language. It's the language of God. Everything else is a poor translation. So, or silence. Silence is the language of God. Everything else is a poor translation. So, maybe you can try to get quiet, even if it's just for a few moments, for a few breaths. Slowly start to lengthen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. You can start to transition to that Ujjayi breath. Right, it's the inhale through the nose, slight constriction in the back of the throat, trying to fill the body up. As you exhale, you're dragging the air back up your throat and then out your nose like you're trying to fog up a mirror without actually opening up your mouth. It's an audible breath, this upward victorious breath. It's very normal to hear your own breath. Maybe you hear it really strong right between your ears. And like I said before, this is a breath-centered practice. So regardless of where you go with the movement and how deep you go in the movement, as long as you're breathing, you're doing the yoga. And slowly start to flutter the eyes open. We're going to take a gentle twist. Like I said, today we're going to do a lot of twists and binds. You can take your left hand to your right knee, and then you're going to bring your right hand behind you. As you inhale, lengthen up through the spine. As you exhale, you can start to twist, maybe start to look over your right shoulder. Try to stay upright with the spine. So with every inhale, try to reach up to the crown of your head. With every exhale, maybe just twist a little bit more. Be gentle with yourself. You only get the one body. Exhale, you come back to center. And then you take the right hand to the left knee, and then take the left hand behind you. And as you inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, start to gently twist. So nice for the spine. Inhale, reach up. Lengthen. As you exhale, start to twist. Maybe you start to look over your left shoulder. Maybe you pretend that you're looking into your left ear. As you exhale, come back to center. Really nice. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up. As you reach way up with the left fingertips, try to root down through your left sit bone. Get a little bit longer through the left side seam of your body. So you can keep the chin lifted. Right? Try not to tuck the chin, but try to keep the chin lifted, but don't dump the neck back. Inhale, reach both arms up, and then the left hand, look up past your right fingertips and really reach. Try to root down through the right sit bone. Reach up and over your right ear, get a little bit more length, and feel the right ribs start to open up. Open up your windows, open up the lungs. Inhale, reach both hands up. As you exhale, circle sweep them down. All right, let's come to our mat. So we're going to come to our mat. You're going to come to a tabletop position. You want your shoulders right over the heel of your palms. You want your hips right over the knees. Neutral tabletop position. You're going to start to wake up the body with a few cat-cow tilts. So as you inhale, drop the belly, look up towards the sky. As you exhale, start to round. If you like, you can even close your eyes. As you inhale, lengthen through the tailbone, pull the heart through and up, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, tuck the tail. Start to bring your gaze towards your belly button. Continue to do this on your own breath. Inhales, lengthen you. Start to take the sits bones apart. As you exhale, tuck the tail, round. After you've taken a few rounds of cat-cow tilts, you can start to move the body in any way that feels organic. So maybe you start to circle the hips. Perhaps you start slowly at first. Just if you find a spot that like, ooh, oh yeah, that's a good spot. Maybe you linger there. Try to bring a little breath into that area. Maybe you find a spot in your shoulder and your hips, and you like pause for a second, just notice it. Oh, it's interesting, that's peculiar. If you like, you can flip the fingers around so the fingers are facing the knees. You can take a few cat-cow tilts with the fingers facing the knees. Stretching out the forearms, leaning the hips back towards the heels, maybe even lifting the heel of your palm up. You can place the back of the hands on your mat, working the back of the wrist, maybe making little circles, bending the elbows. If you like, you can lift the feet up, circle the ankles. Any movement that feels good. A little curve in the spine, rolling the neck, rolling the shoulders. And then slowly coming back to a neutral tabletop position. From this neutral tabletop position, take the right fingertips out long, left leg towards the back of the room. You can point the toes or flex the toes. Take an inhale, get long. As you exhale, draw your elbow to your knee. Pull the belly in around the spine. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen, take the right hand towards the right, take the left leg towards the left. As you take the left leg towards the left, try to flex the left toes back towards you. See if you can lift the left leg and the right arm a little bit higher. And then lengthen it back out. Now bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand, try to grab the pinky toe side of your right foot. Start to kick into your right hand with your foot. And then maybe even look over your right shoulder. You might look up towards the sky, you might take a gentle twist here. And then lengthen it back out. And exhale, bring the hand down, bring the left knee down. Send the left fingertips forward, send the right leg back. Take an inhale, lengthen, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen, last one, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen it out. Take the left arm straight out. Take the right leg straight out. Flex the right toes. See if you can lift the right leg higher. See if you can lift the left arm higher. Take a breath. Send it back out long. Bend the right knee. Reach back with your left hand. Kick into your hand with your foot. Maybe look over your left shoulder. If that bothers your neck, you can continue to look forward. And then lengthen it back out. And then bring the hand down and bring the right knee down. From here, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. It's the first downward facing dog, so you're going to start to pedal it out. Bending the left knee, bending the right knee. Maybe shaking the head no and yes. It's your first downward facing dog, so you're just kind of exploring, let's see what this dog can do. Let's see what this dog can do specifically on April 29th, 2020. First time that this dog's been out on April 29th, 2020. There's no obligation to be the same person you were 5 minutes ago, 5 days ago, 5 years ago. You can send the hips way to the right, toes point to the left, bend the knees nice and deep. And then you can swing the hips way to the left, toes point to the right, bend the knees nice and deep to the right. If you want a little hip opener, you can figure for the right ankle on the left knee, send the hips to the right, bend the knee deeply. Bring your sternum towards your shin. And then you can go the other way. Figure for the left ankle on the right knee. Send the hips to the left. Bend the right knee. Draw your sternum towards your left shin. You can send the hips back up. You can curl the toes, make little circles with your right ankle. And then you can curl the left toes, make little circles with your left ankle. And then start to settle into this nice upside down V shape. Maybe the knees remain bent because they're trying to get a little bit longer through the spine, a little tilt in the pelvis. And perhaps the hamstrings are just a little tight, and that's fine. Walk the feet a little bit closer to you. From here, plant the left hand, thread the right hand underneath your body. So you're threading the right hand underneath your body. Go for the outside of your left thigh, your left calf, or if it's available, find the outside of the left heel. And try to cup the heel with your right hand. Right, so the ball into the mitt. You can straighten out the left leg, you can straighten out both legs, and you're going to look under your left arm, taking another twist. Slowly release the right hand back down. You're going to thread the left hand underneath your body. The right knee can be bent or straight. You're going for the outside of your right thigh or right calf, or maybe you find the outside of the right heel. And then you're going to slowly start to straighten out the right leg if that's available. And then you can look under your right arm. Press into your right hand. Lift the hips up. And slowly release. Inhale the hips up nice and high. As you exhale, you can walk or hop your feet right up to the top of your mat, measuring 2 fist distance right between your arches, grabbing opposite elbows and gently swaying left and right, left and right. You can bounce the torso off the thighs if that feels good. You don't have to do that. If you want, you can just let the arms be heavy and just drag the hands across the floor, making little semicircles. If you like, you can take the, grabbing opposite elbows, you can take a little squat. Squatting can feel real nice. Nice for the hips, knees, and ankles. Send the hips back up towards the sky. Release opposite elbows. From here, inhale, unroll spine, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, unroll the spine, half lift. Really try to lengthen through the spine. You might need to keep the knees bent, right, to get that curve in your low back, to flatten out that low back. Then exhale, nice deep forward fold. Inhale, unroll the spine, half lift. And then exhale, forward fold. And this last one, you're going to reach behind your knees and see if you can grab opposite elbows. If that's not available, opposite hands or opposite forearms. Relax your head and your neck and your jaw. Press the back of the knees into the forearms. Try to breathe into your upper back. Try to open up the shoulders. Try to breathe into your collarbones. Try to breathe some space between your shoulder blades. And slowly release. You can keep the feet apart or you can heel toe the feet together. Wherever you are, inhale, circle sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Root down and reach up at the same time, growing in 2 different directions. Take a nice full inhale. As you exhale, circle sweep your hands right by your side. Really nice. So we're going to do a few sun salutations, sun A's. So you inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, you can swan dive down or hands to heart center, arms out long in front of you. So you inhale, unroll spine, half lift. As you exhale, plant the hands, walk or hop the feet back as you start to flow. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, yoga push-up. Inhale, roll up, baby cobra, full cobra, or full upward facing dog. Exhale, come back, downward facing dog. Taking a few moments to catch your breath here. Inhale the hips up nice and high. Exhale, walk or hop your feet right between your hands. Inhale, unroll spine, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, arms right by your side. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the waist, start to fold forward. As you inhale, unroll the spine, half lift. As you exhale, you can walk or hop your feet back as you start to go through your flow. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, come on back. All right, let the hip creases lead as you come back for that downward facing dog. So if you can lift the sits bones up. Inhale, hips up nice and high. Exhale, walk or hop your feet right between your hands. Inhale, unroll the spine, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. And then exhale, arms right by your side. We've done 2. We're going to do a few more. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. You exhale, hinge at the waist, start to fold forward. Finding the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, unroll spine, half lift. As you exhale, plant the hands or walk or hop your feet back. Go through your flow. Inhale up. Exhale, come on back. Downward facing dog. This downward facing dog, you're allowed to take a couple breaths here. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, walk or hop your feet right between your hands. Inhale, unroll spine, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, arms right by your side. Maybe you've never done sun salutations, but you're going to do a few more on your own breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hinge at the waist, start to fold forward. You're doing 3 more sun A's, all on your own breath. Exhale, plant the hands. Walk or hop the feet back. Go through your flow. You can go at your own pace. No need to follow me. No need to look at anybody else. Walking or hopping your feet all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you're slightly ahead of me. Maybe you are slightly behind. That's fine. We're doing 2 more. Maybe you're doing 3 more. Maybe it took you a little bit more time. I'm just gonna check in real quick, make sure I can see everybody. And then once you're done, you're gonna end up in mountain pose. All in your own breath. One breath, one movement. Once you get to the top of the mat in mountain pose, see what you can do to find some stillness at the top of your mat. Nice work. You guys look so good. I'll wait for you guys to catch up and join me in mountain pose. If you're not quite there yet, no worries. Take your time. Maybe you found yourself at the top of your mat. Maybe your eyes are closed. And just kind of noticing. You might be discovering a lot about yourself right now during this time when you're at home. A lot. And some of the things that you discover about yourself, maybe they're not things that you really wanted to learn. Probably the greatest teachers that you'll ever experience in your entire life are the people that you live with right now. It's interesting how that happens. Once you get to the top of the mat, you're going to step the left foot back. As you step the left foot back, we're going to come into triangle pose. Lift the arms up. As you lift the arms up, you're going to start to send the left hip towards the back of the mat and deepen the crease in your right hip. Start to reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Once you can't reach forward anymore, you can start to rotate the shoulders. If you need to, you can bring a block to the inside of your right ankle. If you need to, you can place the right hand on the right shin. Left hand going straight up towards the sky. If you want to, you can maybe reach the left hand over your ear. Try to press down through the right big toe mound. Draw up on the right kneecap. Roll that right glute under as you roll the left hip open if that works for you. Try to keep the legs engaged. Listen carefully. You're going to start to bend the left knee. As you bend the left knee, you can keep the right leg straight. You're going to come into Skandasana, or you're going to come into a squat. Maybe the foot stays flat, or maybe the toes come all the way up. You can have the hands on the floor of the mat, or maybe the hands can be to prayer. This left heel can be up, or maybe the left heel is flat. Try to keep that right leg straight. We're going to come back into triangle. Right, keeping the right leg straight, sending the left fingertips up towards the sky. Let's do it 2 more times. Bend the left knee. Come into that one-legged squat. Straighten out the left leg. Keeping the right leg straight, coming right back into triangle. Last time. Bend the left knee. Maybe it starts to feel even better. Maybe it starts to feel even worse. Maybe it just feels. You don't even put a label on it. Straighten out, coming back to our last triangle. Next inhale brings you all the way up. Your hands on your hips, step the left foot all the way to the top of your mat. Step the right foot back. With the right foot back, lift up the arms parallel to the mat. Deepen the crease in your left hips and the right hip towards the back of your mat. Start to rotate at your shoulders. Left fingertips down, right fingertips up. If it doesn't bother your neck, you can look past your right fingertips. Imagine trying to stack the shoulders right on top of each other. Draw up on that left kneecap. Press through that left big toe mound. Maybe reach the right hand over your right ear. Find a little bit more length from your right hip to your right fingertips. Let's try it on this side. Bend the right knee. As you bend the right knee, try to keep the left leg straight. Maybe the toes come up. Maybe the toes stay flat. Perhaps your hands are on the mat. Maybe they're in front of you. And then we're going to come back into triangle. So I'm going to straighten out my right leg. My left leg's already straight. Coming back into triangle. Reaching up. Rolling that right shoulder blade back. Try to imagine your head, hips, and shoulders all in one line. Bend the right knee. One-legged squat. Maybe the hands come to prayer. Straighten out. Left leg's already straight. So we're just coming right back up. Triangle pose. Last time, bend the right knee. Squat, one-legged squat. So good for the hips. Straighten out the right leg. Last triangle. Looking past the right fingertips if it doesn't bother your neck. And then inhale brings you all the way up. Hands on your hips. Step all the way to the top of your mat. Very nice. From here, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. You exhale, you can swan dive down or hands start center, arms out long in front of you. Inhale, unroll spine, half lift. So you exhale, plant the hands, walk or hop the feet back, go through your flow. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale the right foot right between the hands. Stay high on that left toe mount. If you need to, you can always modify by dropping the left knee down. Wherever you are, inhale, circle sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. So you can have the left knee down, or you can have the left knee up. But wherever you are, take the right hand behind you. Look for the back of your left hamstring, maybe the outside of your left thigh. Rotate the left palm towards the back of your mat, and then reach up. We're going to prepare for a twist here. So reach out, get some length, right? Lengthen from that left hip flexor all the way past your left fingertips. Now as you exhale, dive all that length over your right knee. So maybe it's the left tricep, maybe it's the left armpit, or you're diving it over the right knee. You're going to start to press the palms together to leverage the twist. Twist and bind, so good for the body. Lots of twisting and binding today. You can stay here pressing the palms together. You can go left fingertips down, right fingertips up. You can bend the right elbow, find the left hand between the legs. Wherever you are, you're trying to roll the right ribs open even more. Maybe you take your gaze away from the floor. Binds come undone. Fly over, bring the hands back together. Everybody exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, plant the hands. Right foot meets the left. Go through your flow. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale, come on back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot right between the hands. Stay high on the right toe mount, or you can modify by dropping the right knee down. Either way, you're going to inhale, circle sweep the hands all the way up towards the sky. Getting nice and long from the hips all the way up to the fingertips. Now take the left hand behind you. It's going to go for the back of the hamstring, maybe the outside of the right thigh. Reach the right fingertips up while rotating the right palm towards the back of your mat. Take a nice full inhale. Get all this length. Now you're going to dive over all that length and space. And then you start to take a twist towards the opposite way. You're pressing through the palms, right? Maybe the hands come to heart center. Perhaps you go with the flyaway. Perhaps you go with the bind. If it doesn't work out on this side, no big deal. This is the opposite side. You don't have to do what you did on the left, the same that you had to do on the right. Right? The sides can be different. Don't forget to breathe. Binds come undone. Fly, bring the hands back together. Everybody exhale, come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, plant the hands. Left foot meets the right. Go through your flow. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Maybe take a nice big exhale. Big HA ha sound. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, HA. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot right between the hands. Spiral the left heel down about 45 degrees. From here, you're going to cartwheel up. Warrior 2. Soft gaze beyond your right middle finger. Maybe try to get the right knee right over the right ankle. Right? No further than the middle of your right foot. If it's going past the right toe, you want to go wider with the stance. If it's not quite right over the right ankle, maybe sit lower. Draw the tailbone down nice and long through the spine. Rotate the right palm up, start to reach forward. Come into your exalted warrior. Left hand anywhere on your left leg except for your left knee, or reaching around for a bind. Bind's so good. Inhale, reach all the way up. Then start to reach back. Try not to bend the right elbow. So reach up first and then try to reach back. Take a nice full inhale. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Inhale, circle sweep left hand past your left ear. Pinky side down. You can straighten out the right arm. The right fingertips can go to the inside or the outside of the right foot. If you want to take a bind, maybe take the left hand up first, then go for the half bind or the full bind. If you have a towel or strap, you could hold the towel or strap in your left hand, bend the left elbow, the strap would be dangling between your legs, you could grab it. Roll the left ribs open. If you're taking that full bind, try to take the torso off the right thigh. Bind's come undone, everybody cartwheel up, warrior two, straighten out the right leg. Parallel the feet. So you're facing the long edge of your mat. Take a nice full inhale. As you exhale, start to swan dive down. Bring your hands underneath your nose. Bring the left hand underneath your nose. Look up past your right fingertips. See if you can get the shoulders to stack on each other. Maybe they don't. Maybe the right fingertips are just going parallel. But maybe you get the shoulders to stack right on top of each other. If that left hip is starting to drop, see if you can lift that left hip up and level out the sacrum. As you exhale, follow the right hand down. Plant the right hand underneath your nose. Look up past your left fingertips. Perhaps the shoulders stack and maybe the left hand's still going parallel. It's just kind of wherever your mobility is today. Notice how the form informs. That right hip is starting to drop. See if you can lift that right hip up. Try to level out the sacrum. Maybe you take a bind. You could always bend the left hand, find the inside of your right thigh. Exhale, follow the left hand down. As you exhale, bring the hands to the hips. As you inhale, bring chest all the way up. Pivot on the left heel, so the left toes are going towards the back of your mat. We'll take warrior two on the opposite leg. So open up the arms parallel to the floor. Trying to get the left knee over the left ankle, maybe over the middle of the left foot. But if it's going past the left toe, go wider with your stance. If it's not quite there, perhaps you sit lower. Rotate the left palm up. Start to reach forward, start to reverse your warrior. Right hand anywhere on your right leg, except for your right knee, or you can reach around for a bind. So reach all the way up, and then start to reach back. The lower you sit, the further you reach back. Take a nice full inhale. Exhale, left forearm to your left thigh. Inhale, circle sweep right hand past your right ear. From here, you can straighten out the left elbow. If you want, you can take a half bind or a full bind. You can stay here the whole time. If you're taking the half bind, you're just looking for the inside of your left thigh. Full bind, you're looking for the opposite hand. Once again, if you have a towel or strap, you can hold it in your right hand, dangle it between your legs, and maybe you grab the strap to roll the right ribs open even more. If you're taking the full bind, try to keep the torso off the left leg. Rather than resting on the left leg, try to take the torso off the left leg. Bind's come undone. Everybody cartwheel up. Warrior two. Straighten out the left leg. Parallel the feet once again. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to swan dive down. Your hands will come back underneath your shoulders. We'll go a little bit further this time. So you're going to start to walk over to the left. And then you're going to take the right hand over the left foot. If that's not available, right hand maybe over the left thigh or the left calf. And then you're going to roll the left ribs open and extend the left fingertips up towards the sky. The right hip will start to drop, see if you can lift the right hip up. If it's available, maybe you bring the right elbow all the way down to the mat. If you want to take a bind, you can bend the left elbow, look for the inside of your right thigh. Lots of options. So you exhale, follow that left hand down, walk over to the right foot. See what's happening over here. Very interesting. Maybe you grab the outside of the right foot, the right calf, or the right thigh, and then you're going to extend the right fingertips up towards the sky. The left hip is starting to drop. Lift that left hip up. Send the right fingertips up. Maybe you bend the left elbow, maybe it touches the mat, maybe it doesn't. There's no meaning behind it. It's just what happened. If you like to take a bind, you're bending the right elbow, looking for the inside of the left thigh. Wherever you are, you're trying to roll the right ribs open even more. Make the twist happen from the ribs, not from the hips. So don't let that left hip drop. Binds come undone. Everybody follow that right hand down. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Pivot on the right heel. Come back into warrior two, or second set of warrior two. Rotate the right palm up. Reach forward, reach forward. Second set of your reverse warrior. Maybe you go a little bit further. Maybe you sit a little bit lower. Maybe you try the bind on this side. Maybe the left hand goes all the way to the left ankle as you reach up and back. Wherever you are, breathe in. Nice full inhale. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh. Inhale, circle sweep left hand past your left ear. You can straighten out the right elbow. You can take a half bind or a full bind. If you're taking the full bind, maybe you want to play with birds of paradise today. If you're playing with birds of paradise, you would step the left foot all the way to the top of your mat. Once the left foot gets to the top of your mat, engage the left leg. You can start to float the right knee up. You don't have to do this, but if you like to, you can try. If you've come out of it, no big deal. As you straighten out the left leg, maybe you point the right toes towards the front right corner. Maybe you don't. Birds slowly start to come on back. Binds come undone. Everybody cartwheel up. Warrior two. Straighten out the right leg. Re-parallel the feet again. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Start to fold forward. Plant the hands underneath you. Walk the feet a lot closer. With the feet a lot closer, you're going to take the right hand over, the left hand under. Right hand over, left hand under. You're trying to go for the ankles, so you might need to walk very close because you're trying to go for the ankles. And then from here, you are going to pivot towards the left. I almost went the wrong way. You're going to pivot towards the left. So you pick up the left toes and pivot towards the left. Another twist here. You're going to roll the right shoulder open and look under your right armpit. Now, this left knee might be bent and you're just kind of like, what are we doing here? But maybe the legs are straight, but you're just trying to roll the right ribs open. Taking a gentle twist. Maybe it doesn't feel that gentle to you. Like, this doesn't feel gentle at all. And slowly release. Square out the hips. Release the hands. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Pick up the left toes. And then warrior two, facing the back of your mat. So go wide with your stance, as wide as you need to, and then open up the arms. Second set of warrior two on the left leg. Rotate the left palm up, start to reach forward, reverse your warrior. Right hand anywhere on your right leg, maybe reaching around for a bind. Reaching up, reaching back, maybe sit lower, draw the tailbone down, especially if this is turning into a back bend. Draw the tailbone down, get into that side seam stretch. Take a nice full inhale. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, circle sweep right hand past your right ear, pinky side down. You can straighten out the left elbow. You can take a half bind or a full bind. You get to choose. If you want to, you come into Birds of Paradise. Birds of Paradise on this side, you would step the right foot all the way to the top of the mat. The top being the back of the mat. This time engage the right leg, float the left knee up. Maybe that's as far as you get. Wobbling's encouraged. If you fall out of it, no big deal. No one's going to see you, except for your children and your cats and your dogs. Birds come on back. Binds come undone. Everybody cartwheel up, warrior two. Straighten out the left leg. Parallel the feet. Take an inhale. So you exhale, start to swan back down. Bring your hands back underneath you. Walk the feet a little bit closer. We're going to go the opposite way this time. So we're going to take the left hand over, right hand under. Left hand over, right hand under. And we're going to start to twist this way. So you pick up the right toes, right? You pivot on the right heel, pivot towards the top of your mat. Now you're going to start to roll the left shoulder open. You start to look under your left shoulder. You can feel the inside of your right knee press into the outside of your right shoulder. Maybe the knees are bent, maybe the legs are straight. Wherever you are in your body today. No judgment. And slowly release. Square up the hips. Pivot on the heel. Hands back underneath your shoulders. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. Very nice. Pivot on the right toes. Right toes facing the front of the room, or the front of the mat. And then sit into a warrior two. Take a nice full inhale. So you exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down to the mat. Right foot meets the left. Go through your flow. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, come on back. Downward facing dog. Just pedal it out a couple times, bending the left knee, bending the right knee. Take a nice full inhale. You exhale, come down to the knees. And take a child's pose. You can see the hips back towards the heels. You can bring your forehead to the mat. You can rock left and right. We're going to take a gentle twist here. Take the right hand and thread it underneath your left armpit. So from this child's pose, you're taking the right hand, threading it underneath your left armpit. Left hand is still reaching out long. You can bring the right side of your head to the mat. If you want, you can take the left hand behind you for a bind, trying to open up the shoulders. Taking a few breaths on that side, you'll re-straighten out the right arm, and you're going to thread the left arm underneath the right armpit, trying to bring the outside of your left shoulder all the way down to the mat, and the left side of your head to the mat. Try to breathe into the head of your left shoulder, into the outside of your left shoulder. Slowly unthread the needle. Next inhale brings you back up to that tabletop position. As you come into this tabletop position, you're going to sink the hips back towards the heels. You're going to send the legs out in front of you. Once the legs are out in front of you, then you're going to grab the knees and rock on back. Start to give yourself a couple good rocks. Start to wind down. All right, so we're going to do one active back bend and one passive back bend. So the active back bend is your choice. So feet are hips width distance. You should be able to tickle the heels with your fingertips. You get to choose bridge, wheel, camel, anything that's in your practice. Root down to the big toe mounds. Press the back of your head slightly into the mat. If you're coming into bridge, you can start to lift your hips up as high as you can. You can even bend your elbows and drive the heel of your palms into your hips. If you like, you can come into wheel, taking the hands right by your ears, maybe coming to the top of your head first, and then pressing through your hands and your feet. Wherever you are, taking a few breaths, and then slowly coming back down to your hips, and bringing your hips back down. You can rock your knees left and right a few times. If you have that book or that block nearby, you're going to grab it for a passive back bend. It's a nice sacral release. You can choose the highest setting there. That's the medium setting. That's the low setting. You would bring it under your sacrum, just like so. It's a passive back bend, so it should feel good, right? Passive aggressive doesn't feel good. Passive back bend feels very nice. Maybe there's some passive aggressiveness happening right now in your house. Who knows? Hopefully there's more passive back bends in your future though. And then you can straighten out your legs. You can take your arms above your head. You can bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide. That feels good. If you want to, you can play with taking your legs up. You get to choose. You always have a choice. Over the next few breaths, you're going to slowly bring the hips back down to the floor. Maybe rock the knees left and right a couple times. And then we'll start to slowly wrap up. We're going to do one more twist and then come into Savasana. So lift your knees up and then cross the right leg over the left. If you can go for the double wrap, top of your right foot behind the left calf. Otherwise, just cross the right knee over the left knee. Then from here, you can let the knees flop over to the left. You can try to keep the shoulder heavy, especially the right shoulder. Maybe you have that double wrap, maybe you have that single wrap. Try to breathe into the twist. Inhale, bring the knees up. You can keep them crossed just as they are, so don't uncross them. You're going to send them the opposite way. Taking a twist in the opposite direction. What does that feel like? Interesting? Peculiar? It's not good or bad, it's just kind of like, it is what it is. Lift the knees up, uncross the right. Now you're going left over right. So the left goes over the right, maybe you go for the double wrap, and then send the knees to the right. Try to keep the left shoulder nice and heavy. And then lift the knees up. Don't uncross them, just send them the opposite way. We're just sending the twist in a different direction. There's also a little bit of a blood stop too. So when you uncross your legs, you might feel kind of just fresh, new oxygenated blood flowing to your limbs, your lower extremities. Send the knees back up, uncross the legs, ask yourself, is there anything else you want from your practice? Maybe a happy baby, a plow. If you're ready for final savasana, you can start to come into your final savasana. You take whatever final movement would feel good, and then we're going to come into our final savasana. It might take a couple minutes, right, to get there, but eventually you'll get there. Make sure you get the left side and the right side, especially if you're doing that final movement. Anything that you felt like you missed. A little bit shorter class today, right, and you can, if you want to practice some more, then just keep on practicing after we're done here. As you start to come into this final savasana, you start to let go. So I can guide you through it, but you're going to let the legs relax. Let the feet flop open. Let the legs and the feet relax completely. Gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest. Try to relax the belly and the chest completely. Feel the hips connect to the floor. Feel the back connect to the floor. Everything that's touching the floor gets a little bit heavier. Everything that's not is a little bit lighter. Feel the shoulders roll open, the biceps and forearms roll open, and the back of the hands rest on the mat, natural curve in the fingertips. Relax the shoulders and the arms completely. Finally relaxing the gaze, the face, a little separation between the teeth and the lips. See if you can soften the tongue in your mouth. Relax the face completely. The last one is, can you relax your thoughts? Probably the greatest addiction of all humans. Every human in the world is addicted to this one thing. Right? It's the greatest addiction of all mankind, or all womankind, or all humankind. It's the addiction to our own way of thinking. Oh, I love the way I think. I cannot get enough of it. I think it's great. But maybe it's just me. So maybe you start to kind of let go of your thoughts a little bit. That addiction to your own way of thinking. That addiction to telling, like, I gotta share the way I think with everybody because I have to be right. Let go of that. Ooh, that's the hard one. That's the hard one to let go of. Feel free to stay in your final savasana for as long as you like. If you're ready, you can slowly start to come on out. Take your time, it's no rush. I'll work my way back to the monitor there, check in with you guys, and explain what our prize is today.